Hello Pisces, Elsie here to give you a read. How you doing, my two fishes friends? My water family, how are you? I hope you're well. Thank you so much for clicking here. I am here with oracles this week. We haven't done oracles in a little bit. So we're going to look at the oracles, get the overall feel for what's going on here, and then we are going to hit it with some tarot, get some details for you. Please know that this is not just a reading for Pisces Sun. I am reading for Pisces Sun, yes, but also Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter signs. This is a general reading. It may or may not resonate with you. Thank you, Pisces. If you are the person who keeps coming back, if you are my ride or die, I appreciate you. Thank you for your thumbs up and the way that you are adding to your own tribe, building it with your thumbs up. Thank you. If you're brand new, I hope you'll stay. Look, I'm all up in your business and your feed anyway, right? Even though you didn't ask for me, here I am. Ta-da! Thanks so much for staying. I hope that you will subscribe. Let's find out what's going on. Oh, at the end of this video, I'm going to tell you about extendeds, and I'm also going to tell you about private reads. If you don't want to hang out, that's cool too. Let's find out what's going on for you, Pisces. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. We've got regeneration. What's going on here? We've got, ooh, the truth be told. Okay, I just got some head to toe chills. I don't know what's going on here, but this is fantastic. This seems exhilarating and terrifying. I'm just going to say, seems like exhilarating and terrifying. So the energy that I'm getting from this right off the bat is that something has been growing for a really long time, and it's about to show itself. There's a regeneration. It feels like something was burnt to the ground. You may have been the one that lit the match, Pisces, but it feels like something was burnt to the ground. You decided that, no thanks. And card number 46 is that, the ending, right? It's a 10. But the only reason ever that things end is so something else can begin. And so there's going to be a truth that is going to be told here. You can see the gold mask. Somebody's mask is about to slip. How is it about to slip? We can see that this owl is here, and owls are always about death and transformation. So I feel like there is going to be some sort of truth told that is going to transform something. We've got a bunch of little hearts around here, but look, somebody's opening up. It feels like somebody is going to open up in the moment of alchemy. Card number 14 is temperance energy. It does feel like something that came to an end has been growing under the surface. So I think that you did burn it to the ground and you thought it was done. But I think that something poked up through the surface. And I feel like you never imagined that this would be where you are at. But I feel like there is about to be a truth to be told. And it's because somebody's taking off their masks. So let's talk more about that. Ooh, it's a whole lot on 2 cards, friends. What else is going on for Pisces? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Tell me about this truth that's being told. It is a healing truth, I will say, because card number 14 is, although it's a 5, which is lack, this could be the lack. It is also, card number 14 is temperance energy. So it does feel like this truth is being told in order to restore something or bring something into healing or balance. Somebody's taken off their mask. Tell me more about Pisces, please. I've got a karma. Very interesting. Okay. Look, I feel like you burnt it to the ground because of an argument or a fight or some source of anger. That's what it feels like. Somebody was a source of anger. And so I feel like it could have been a bad communication. It feels like it could have been a communication here that was the reason that you burnt it to the ground because of this, right? Card number 9 tells me that you thought it over. You didn't do it, boom. You thought about it first, but look, soon. So I feel like that's what we're saying. The moment of alchemy is about to show up soon. And this is a moment of karma. Now look, everybody uses karma like us. They would use a swear word, and that's not what karma is about. Whether it's good or bad, listen, karma can be good or bad. That's why when you wish karma on someone else, it really is just saying, I hope you get back what you put out there. And so if maybe you have a wrong idea of who they are. Maybe they're putting out some good stuff, but maybe they are putting out some bad stuff. But whether or not they get their karma is not up to you. That's the universe's problem. Let the universe take care of it. So I feel like there is some sort of karmic thing coming here. Karma is restoring itself. Karma is healing itself. And I want to say that something is growing back, but it's different. it's regeneration, and understand that regeneration isn't a copy paste of what was going on back there. This is something that's regenerating. So it's different. Bottom of the deck, yeah, we've got anger. Okay, it's different. And card number 16, friends, Tower energy. So card number 16 is the Tower. And so I feel like there is some sort of Tower energy that's going to be happening here. Something is going to be shifting or changing. Some sort of illusion is being pushed to the ground. And it's because of karma. So if you've been putting all the good stuff out there, all the good stuff is about to boomerang back to you here, Pisces. Let's find out what's going on here with regeneration, the truth to be told, and karma. Tell me about Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. We've got the Knight of Swords, and it's coming in hot. It feels like it's coming in hot. There is something here that is showing up quicker than you think. It's coming in aggressively. It could be somebody who here is coming in to tell the truth or say something honest or truthful. We've got the Eight of Swords. The truth is finally being told. I feel like there is somebody here who was, feels like they were bound from making a decision. It feels like they were maybe bound to something else. Maybe they were bound to a relationship, or they were bound to their workplace. It feels like there was something in the way of them feeling brave enough to be able to take off their mask. I feel like they weren't really showing you how they felt. They weren't showing you real feelings. And feelings, they could be love feelings, because we do have hearts here. But understand that somebody is just opening up about why something ended. Or why it transformed the way that it did. I feel like someone here was unable to make a decision to show the real self to you. And I feel like somebody is realizing that, and it feels like it's because of a reason, because their hands were tied, understand. So they could have been in a relationship. Maybe you were in the workplace and it wasn't appropriate. It feels like this person, like the Knight of Swords has got the sword up in the air. For me, swords up in the air is, hey, I got something to say. And this is 9 swords. Somebody's worried that you're not going to receive this very well, because they're about to pull off the mask and open up and let you know what they couldn't say before, or what they had to keep bound. They were bound to some sort of promise or silence or something like that. I feel like the Knight is riding in to cut somebody free. And so it feels like they're cutting them free. Somebody's making a decision. It's interesting because we have 2 swords that are bound to the tree by a rope, right? So it feels like somebody here was trying to make a decision, but was bound to another situation, and they weren't able to make a decision. Tell me why karma is here. We've got the 5 of Pentacles, and I feel as though it ended up in us parting, not talking, our friendship ended, our loveship ended, or maybe we left the workplace. We got Pentacles here now. Maybe we left the workplace, you left the workplace, I left the workplace, and nothing was ever said because somebody here was silent. Their hands were tied. There wasn't anything that they could say. I think it left you to imagine. Think about into the future. Imagine what might have happened, what could have been. I think that's probably the place that you're in once in a while still, and it makes you upset or angry. I'm putting down 2 cards here because whatever's going on here is whatever time frame you put on it, man. It could be happening right now. It could be something that's in the future, but this is going to happen after this happens here. Let's find out what's going on. We've got the 3 of Cups. Look, I feel like there's going to be a reunion, and I kind of felt that when I was pulled out the regeneration card. Because usually when I pull out the regeneration card, it's because something has ended. But because I know the law of the universe, it's the only time anything ends is that something begins. And so I feel like karma is coming in terms of a tower. Something is going to shake you to the ground. And I feel like it is this 5 of Pentacles that turns into this 3 of Cups. It does feel like somebody here is going to connect with you, ask you to reunite with them. Can you meet me for coffee? Can we talk about something? It feels like that. The Death card is here. They want to talk about why all this ended and why it ended the way it did. So something here did hit the wall. It did end. Our friendship ended. You no longer hang out in our group. Why? Like, how come I don't see you in the soul tribe anymore? It feels like somebody here is loosing their tongue. They're going to say something here. The Knight of Swords, though, is kind of aggressive in that the Knight of Swords is just going to say it. Like, I don't really care how you feel about what I'm going to say, because the truth is the truth, and the truth doesn't care how you feel. I'm just going to say what I've got to say, but I am going to loose my tongue. Like, I'm going to untie myself and finally make the decision to say something here. Because look at the way it's here, right? We've got two swords, which is decision making, that was bound. This person was bound by silence or something that they couldn't make the decision. But look what we got here. We've got 3 swords twice. So it was heartbreaking that this person remained silent. And also, I think that you moved on, they moved on. That's what it feels like. Tell me about the Knight of Swords. We've got the 10 of Pentacles. We've got the 7 of Cups in the reverse. What? And the Ace of Pentacles. Isn't that interesting? Look, the 10 of Pentacles and the 7 of Cups in the reverse. For me, the 7 of Cups in the reverse is I'm no longer in a place where I'm struggling to know what's real. Somebody here is no longer confused. They know what they want. The 7 of Cups for me in the reverse for me is now I know what I want. I'm no longer confused. I'm no longer overwhelmed. My feelings are not all over the place. The 10 of Pentacles is here. Somebody is seeing something clearly. And they know what they want now. And what they want is the 10 of Pentacles. So they want to hire you for the job. Or they want to give you time, effort, energy, money. Or they want to have this relationship, friendship, whatever kind of ship it is, they want to have it for a long period of time, like going into the future. So the Ace of Pentacles is here. Somebody's coming with an offer. That's what it looks like. So this, like I said, Pentacles are not love. Pentacles are not love. Swords are not love. And so this could be something that ended as a partnership, or we were just beginning to talking. We were in the talking phase. This could be a friendship. Let's find out what else is going on here. Tell me about this 8 of Swords and the truth be told. I feel like this King of Swords is coming in to cut somebody loose from the tree so they can tell the truth, make a decision, apologize for possibly breaking your heart, and they just want to move on from here, from the chaos of whatever this was to the calm. The King of Wands is here. Somebody is controlling their fire, controlling their passion, controlling how they speak, to be honest. When fire lines up with swords for me, it's somebody's got a sharp tongue and they're apt to say something that is out of line. And I feel like this King of Wands is somebody who's got wisdom, though. Somebody who's grown up and has got wisdom. This person has had time to think about what they want to say. You could be dealing with someone who's a Sagittarius, a Leo, or an Aries. We've got Virgo energy here. Scorpio. We've got Justice. Why did I just, in my mind, I was like, you know what it was? I thought this was Justice, because like all these cards are the same color. And so I wasn't looking up here and I thought this was Justice, because look how they are the same, right? And that's probably why I thought that this was Justice. And as I thought, oh, that's not Justice, that's Temperance. Justice came out. You're finally going to get your justice. Something here is regenerating. It's been growing under the surface, and I feel that you don't realize that it's been growing under the surface. You're about to see it, though, and I feel like it's coming through the King of Wands energy. So it doesn't have to be a Leo, Sagittarius, or an Aries, but when I place fire next to swords, to me it's somebody who has something to say that is urgent. They urgently have to say it. I feel like it's coming in a moment of alchemy, Pisces, that it is going to be something that's healing. Something is sort of out of whack. You can see that these two pots here are not necessarily balanced, and they are not necessarily balanced here either. So it feels like somebody here is coming to restore something, or in a moment of alchemy, coming to heal, restore, make something right again. Somebody's here to do the right thing. They're about to open up and let you see exactly who they are. They are dropping the mask and they're about to tell the truth. All of these swords say so, right? Bottom of the deck, we have the 6 of Wands. Somebody here wants victory. They're coming in on the horse. They don't care who sees them. It feels like it could be a Leo for some of you, but it could be somebody who I feel it's okay for them to be seen now. I feel like it's something that they're brave. They're coming in with ego, I'm going to say, because I feel like it's the only thing that's going to push them forward to be able to see you. So I feel like, honestly, I'm going to say somebody here got their karma. I feel like they didn't expect that you would pull away and just stop. They didn't expect that. And when you did, I think that the tower fell. I think that they expected you either to chase or to say, hey, what's wrong? Why aren't you talking to me? I think that you just left it quiet, friend. And I think that the tower fell. And I think somebody felt that as karma. We've got the King of Cups in the reverse. It made them cry. They were out of control in their emotions. I think that they expected that you were going to chase them or say, what's wrong? What's wrong? And I don't think you did. The devil energy is here. Someone knows they were toxic. We've got the Ten of Swords. Ooh, betrayal. Look, this person knows what they did. They're being truthful and honest with themselves now. I really do feel that the shift or the tower fell and this person received some sort of karma. And when we talk about karma, a lot of people, like I said, talk about it as though it's a swear word, and it's not. But understand that if somebody hurt you, betrayed you, did something terrible to you, sometimes karma comes later in life, but sometimes it comes right away. So if this is a relationship that we're talking about, somebody who betrayed you and hurt you, and you cut them off, that person went to a relationship where someone betrayed them and hurt them. That's how karma works, right? So I feel like somebody here, I feel like when the tower fell, it was so emotional. They felt so disconnected and they felt discarded by you. But I feel like you had to do it. I feel like you had to do it because I don't think somebody was treating you very well. I think that somebody here was telling you that maybe you were codependent or that you couldn't live without them, or it feels like whatever happened, it brought something to an abrupt end. But I feel like it's because somebody here could not say how they felt. But I feel like the reason they were bound is because of like a relationship or something like that. That's what it feels like. So let's talk about this further in the extended. I feel the reason why you struck the match, and I think it was you, is out of anger. I think that this person was not treating you well. When the Ten of Swords is here with the King of Cups in the reverse and the Devil energy and the Five of Pentacles, this is all a mishmash of over emotions, exploding emotions, somebody who is not emotionally intelligent, somebody who is overly emotional, and they do it in a very toxic way. This person could have poured out their toxicity onto you, telling you that you were a person who was betraying them, or look, I feel like you just cut them off. You're like, no thanks. No thank you. And I feel like that's when the tower fell, when things became silent. You released them. And I think things became silent. So I feel like we're going to talk about this, and I feel like this person wants to reunite with you here after this ending, but transformation is here. This is not just an ending. This is transformation. Something has changed, right? Look, we're going to go to the extended. I'm going to put down 3 more cards here, but we're going to go into the extended. If you want to be there, please look above the comments. There's one pinned comment, and if you're interested in joining us in the extended, please click on the membership link. All of these extendeds, go to the membership where you will get 4 extendeds on one sign, but you will get 4 for every sign that you watch for. So I also do readings that are just for the membership there. If you are interested in a private read, I do private reads that are live. I do them pre-recorded as well. So the pre-recorded readings begin at $25, go up from there. And the readings that are live can be through text, they can be through phone, they can be through video. And whatever it is that you want to do, please go look at my schedule to see when you can pre-book with me. And you will get between $5 and $75 or sorry, 5 and 75% off of your call with me, even if you're a returning client. All right, let's find out what's going on here. Let's put down 3 cards, see what we're going to learn about in the extended. We've got the 8 of Wands. Look, things are moving forward here. And I think they're moving forward sort of aggressively. This person could be coming in from out of town. They could be someone who's like, look, I'm in town. I really want to talk to you. We've got the 8 of Pentacles. This person has been really going over the situation. I want to say that you not chasing them, you leaving them with themselves to think about what they've done. I feel like this 8 of Pentacles here tells me that they really took it to heart. They really worked on themselves. I feel like somebody here realizes what they've done, because look, Virgo's really hard on themselves. Virgo is going over the details, not only about you, but about them. And the reason they sometimes can project is because they're so hard on themselves. I really feel like somebody here has really been working on themselves for a while. I feel like they feel strong enough or brave enough to come speak to you. We have the 3 of Swords in the reverse. I think that they either want to apologize, 3 swords in the reverse, or maybe they've been healing. I think that they realized that how they lashed out was toxic. I feel like they realize that, yeah, I think that they realize. I'll just leave it there. Let's go into the extended and let's talk more about this. Oh, look at this. Judgment is here. Somebody is about to make a decision to go on a detour. Somebody could be traveling, Eight of Wands, and they go ahead and they're like, you know what? Turn this thing around. I need to go see Pisces. I got to have a conversation. I can't live like this anymore. Somebody's got a plan. They've got a plan and I feel like this has come to their attention before and they've wanted to do it, but they didn't have the courage to do it. We don't see anything that says anything about courage, just that they've been working on themselves. I feel like this person feels like you're just going to flat out tell them no, and some of you will. But let's go into the extended and let's pull this apart with tarot and break it down a little further. I'm going to go there. If you want to be there, then I hope I will see you there. And if not, that's okay, because I'll be back, because I'm always back, Pisces. I'll be back with another free read. Take care of yourselves. Love you so much. Bye-bye.